Oh my God!
Deep to right field, way up there and way out of here. Second deck walk-off home run.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel today. So today I'm going to talk some Philadelphia Phillies. Last offseason, the Phillies made a huge splash signing Bryce Harper. Everyone in Philly was dreaming World Series. They were going to win it all. Bryce Harper was going to carry them to the promised lands.
3-2. There it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
Sorry about that. Anyway, let's talk about the 2019 season. The Phillies finished 4th in the NL East with an 81-81 record. They finished 14th in runs scored, 17th in team ERA, and 17th in team fielding percentage. And again, Harper was their big offseason acquisition. He had a really good year for the Phillies. He hit .260, 35 home runs, 114 RBIs. He had an OPS of .882 and a WAR just above 4. That rhymed. Fangraphs ranked him as the 3rd best clutch hitter in 2019. With runners in scoring position, he hit .357, which ranked 7th in the major leagues. However, the Phillies last year just could not stay healthy. David Robertson, their closer, went down and he eventually needed Tommy John surgery. Andrew McCutchen tore his ACL. Overall, 2019 was just full of injuries and just a bunch of inconsistencies. It was a disappointing season overall, but they moved on to the offseason with high hopes. They got one big signing. They signed Zack Wheeler to a big deal. He went 11-8 last year with a 3.96 ERA. Zack Wheeler has great stuff when he's healthy. He's been able to stay healthy for the last 2 years, so let's see if he can keep it going. He'll go right behind Aaron Nola in that second spot in the rotation. They also signed Didi Gregorius. He struggled to stay on the field last year, but prior to that, he was hitting home runs the last few seasons and hitting at least 70 RBIs each year. But in my opinion, one of the best moves of the entire offseason was hiring Joe Girardi. This guy's a winner. He has a career winning percentage as a manager of .554. And a pretty cool stat, in 2017, he made 40 challenges and he got 30 of them overturned, which ranked him first by a good 5% ahead of the guy in second place. So let's talk about the Phillies for 2020. There's a couple of prospects to look out for. Number one is Spencer Howard. Last year, he pitched in both single and double A. He pitched a total of 71 innings and struck out 94 batters and had an ERA of 2.03. This guy has top of the rotation stuff, and you can easily see him by the middle of the year. Another guy to look out for is Alec Boom. I think I'm saying that right. Boom. Either way, he's really good. He was drafted 3rd overall in the 2018 draft. Last year, he spent time at both single A and double A. In double A, he hit 14 home runs, and he only struck out 38 times. This is a guy who's very mature at the plate. He has great plate discipline. He can hit for average, and he can hit for power. It's more likely, I think, you're going to see him near the end of the year, but if someone goes down at first base or third base, he can definitely fill in. Let's get back to that pitching rotation. You got Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, Jake Arrieta. That's a pretty solid top 3 in your rotation if they can stay healthy and if they're on top of their game. Behind them, you got Vincent Velasquez, Zach Eflin, and Nick Pivetta. Those 3 guys will be competing for the last 2 spots in the rotation, and the other guy will most likely go to the bullpen. And that's not a bad thing considering how inconsistent that bullpen was last year. Let's talk about that bullpen. It was a big weakness in 2019. It did not help that David Robertson went down and needed Tommy John. Hector Neris did fill in for him. He did save 28 games, but he also blew 6 games. There's also other guys like Jose Alvarez, Ranger Suarez, and Adam Morgan. Those guys did put together respectable seasons last year, but there's going to have to be some other guys that step up. And last but not least, let's talk about that lineup. Andrew McCutchen should be back in 2020. He is one of the best guys at getting on base. He's perfect for the top of your lineup. If he's back, that top of the lineup will have a huge boost. Behind him, you have JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, and Rhys Hoskins. All 3 of these guys can hit for power and they can drive in runs. And of course, you got Bryce Harper right there. I mean, doesn't hurt to have Bryce Harper. Rounding out the bottom of the order, you have Jean Segura and Didi Gregorius. I cannot say that name. Rounding out the bottom of that order, you have Jean Segura and Didi Gregorius. Those guys can give you a little pop and they can drive in some runs. This is a lineup that could finish in the top 10 in runs scored. My overall projection for the Philadelphia Phillies in 2020 is they still finish in 4th place. I do think they're going to improve on the 81-81 record. But I think the Braves are too good. I don't think the Nationals are going to fall off that much. And I think the Mets are going to be pretty good next year. For Philly, I just don't think they have enough pitching right now. Yes, they got Zach Wheeler, but this guy has been injured a lot in his career. Who knows what's going to happen with him next year? If this team can stay injury-free and can build some consistency, I think this team maybe could make a run at a wild card spot. Entering September last year, they were 3 games behind the Cubs of the second wild card spot. It's possible, but at the end of the day, I think the Braves are just a good overall team. I think the Nationals still have really good pitching, and I think the Mets made a lot of improvements during this offseason. I say a 4th place finish and around maybe 85 to 88 wins is a good spot for the Phillies this year. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you think the Phillies can make the playoffs this year? Do you think they can go on an unbelievable run and maybe even win the whole freaking thing? If you're looking for more baseball insight, go ahead and click this little button here to subscribe. If you like today's video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If not, leave a thumbs down. As always, I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.